Welcome to another episode of Life and Whiskey. As always, I'm Jordan, and today we are going to explore Smokehead. So, as I've mentioned in several other videos, my wife and I have kind of headed down the Isla rabbit hole, right? So, it started with Lagavulin 16 in honor of Ron Swanson, Nick Offerman's character on Parks and Rec, probably my superhero. Ron Swanson, kind of the guy. So if you ever seen that show, you'll know a lot about me. So that started us down the Isla journey, and if you've gone back through the videos, you'll see I have reviewed 3 Laphroaigs, 3 Ardbegs, 3 Lagavulins, and then a handful of other brands and blends of different Islas here and there. So following suit with that, we have Smokehead, which is distributed and bottled by Ian Macleod Distillery, 43% ABV or 86 proof. The tasting notes has peat maxed out, intensity maxed out, spice on the lower third, and sweetness right in the middle. So I expect a couple of sweet notes out of this. It's supposed to be really peaty, sea salt, all kinds of stuff. We'll see what happens here. With a name like Smokehead, it has a lot to live up to. And maybe it will. I picked this bottle up here locally in Wyoming for $58.99. Now that to me is a fairly, almost $60. That is a fairly expensive whiskey. I did pick it up at one of the more expensive liquor stores here in town. However, that particular liquor store also has the largest variety of different whiskeys available here in town. So it's kind of a trade-off there. $58.99. There are a ton of different scotches, including Islas, that you can get for well below that, half that price, maybe even less. If you're fortunate enough to have a Total Wine where you live, that Macleod's right here, Macleod, this brand. I got their Highland, their Lowland, their Isla. The Total Wine in Wisconsin that I saw, $17.99. Super, super cheap. Really, really good, especially for that price. Good even at a higher price. So, when we're getting into that $60 territory, I have really, really high expectations. So, let's see if we can meet that here. On the nose, I get a peatiness and a old campfire. So peat earthiness, not smoke, and old campfire, like a fire that's been put out maybe a day ago with some ash. There's some seaside brine in there. Not really getting any sweet notes out of the nose. You can pick up some malt in there. Is this a single malt? It's a single malt, so I do get some maltiness in there. And now, oh man, there's a note in there. It's like a little tinge of sour and seaweed mixed together. Like a pungent seaweed, sour seaweed. Interesting. The smoke has disappeared off the nose now for me. And now it's like a malt mixed with this pungent seaweed. No, it's kind of interesting. It's different. Again, not a negative note, just different. All right, so Smokehead. Let's see if it lives up to its name. Okay. Ooh, okay. So on the palate, I get campfire, oak campfire smoke forward. It's not peaty really on that forward note, but it's oak campfire smoke. Then it picks its way into a sweet vanilla or caramel on a brief mid palate, and then it quickly jumps into a peat smoke finish that just kind of lingers along with a little ethanol burn in there. Wow, they all present really, really nicely. Those notes moved rather quickly. The finish was short with a lingering ethanol burn and a peat smoke that just kind of sits on your tongue. The mouthfeel was very, very thin, which kind of contributed to how quickly the notes moved from one to the next. Most of the notes were definitely smoky in character, right? There was very few sweet notes in there. The saltiness kind of is lingering on my lips and my tongue with the finish. So peat smoke and salt on the finish that lingers in the nose going back into it. I get a sweet maltiness with, again, kind of that weird seaweed seaside brine that has a bit of a pungency to it that's sour. But still pleasant nonetheless. Let's go in for a second sip here. Second sip, still super heavy campfire forward. That moves into a very ashy, so it goes campfire smoke, then very ashy in the middle. You pick up this nice light sweet note just for a brief half a second. It's kind of lingering vanilla caramel before you get into a peaty smoke and a seaside brine finish with ethanol. So I had already tried this bottle once about a week ago when we first picked it up, because I can't buy a bottle and then just let it sit until I do these reviews. I have to taste them when I get them home. And I was super, super unimpressed with this. I was actually quite disappointed that I'd spent so much money on a bottle that I really didn't like. It was like campfire start to finish with almost no nuance on that first pour. And I have to say, on second go around here now on camera, way more nuance. The presentation of flavors are drastically better, well-rounded. I like them a lot more now. So I'm liking this whiskey. I would be more in at it at like $40 or $45. 60, 58, what did I pay? 58, $58.99, so $59. That's a bit much for what I'm getting out of this, You're almost to a Lagavulin. If you have a total wine, Lagavulin 16 was only $70. So for $10 more, you could have that, which I would say is a vast improvement as far as exploration and flavor profile over this. However, I do like this. The way that it's presenting right now and the smokiness. Now, maybe it is a little bit of, oh crap, what do they call that? Power of suggestion, because I read the label here, and a lot of the notes that they're mentioning I am finding in there, which I didn't find the first time. But I also read the label the first time too, so who knows? Maybe a little bit of the neck pour scenario, whether or not that's a thing. Check out the Whiskey Vault, or sorry, the Whiskey Tribe channel. They did a thing on that. Now, with the people that they had, ooh, there's a lot of peaty maltiness right there on the glass. They did a thing with the neck pour. They didn't really say it was a thing, especially because of the amount of oxygen interaction that you get there. I'm going to disagree with them. I think that the neck pour is a thing, but it might be just surely mental, especially because when you pour a bottle, it all mixes around because of the way that the air intake into the bottle is kind of mixing up, glugging through the bottle, which mixes the whiskey. But, when I come back to it, it definitely tastes different. So whether that is just because it's a different day or a different time or whatever, there's definitely something that's going on with the interplay whether it's mental, I don't know. But there's something going on that sometimes when I first crack a bottle and then I go back to it, I definitely get a different presentation than what I remember it as. That would be the case with this. And even the nose is switched a fair bit. We're definitely starting to go more peatiness, peat earthiness, and sweet vanilla caramel. So there you go. I'm liking this bottle way more than I first thought I would. Definitely, if you can pick it up cheaper, I would. Like I said, I got this at a more expensive liquor store here in town. So much so, just for comparison, most of the higher end scotches, bourbons that I can buy at the liquor store where I bought this are leaning towards $10 to $15 more expensive than the liquor store where I buy most of the whiskeys that I get. And so, you know, you could probably find this for a lot cheaper than what I found it for. I swear when I first saw this on the shelf a couple months ago that it was in the 40 category. Maybe it was sitting over the wrong price tag or something like that. That's highly possible. But I was quite surprised and got a little bit of sticker shock when I walked in and saw it at $58.99. But I bought it anyways because I was curious, and I'm enjoying it. I just think that at a little bit cheaper price point, I would enjoy it a lot more. I'm one of those people that the more expensive it is, I know that science has shown that the more you pay for something, the more your brain and pleasure sensor in your sensory in your head, in your brain, shows that you enjoy it more just based on price alone. I would love to do a brain scan and check out what my brain has to say, because I think I'm the other way. I think that the cheaper it is, the more I would enjoy it, because I'm always looking for a bargain. I'm always looking for a deal. And I'm kind of a tight ass when it comes to money. So being stingy, if you can get this for in the 40s, definitely pick it up. Give it a try. If you're an Isla fan, it's definitely on the high end of smoke. And if you don't like it the first go around, definitely give it a second chance. I think you might like it if you are a fan of peat smoke. So if you're a Lafroig fan, this might be something you want to check out. So once again, wrapping it up, $58.99 here locally in Wyoming. Drop in the comments down below what you can find it for in your area. Little confession, I did watch a couple of reviews of this online, and my initial impression fell more in line with a lot of other people's impressions. I know some people were ranking it like out of a 1 to 10 scale, they were ranking it like 2, 3, whatever. If I had to put this on 1 to 10, I'd say this is probably like a 6. Not amazing, not bad, better than most, but it needs a second go around to really appreciate it. So there you go. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. That would greatly help this channel out. This is the last whiskey that I have at the moment that I need to do a review of. So the next bunch of videos that I'm going to be doing are going to be some comparisons. Since I have a whole suite of like Old Forester bourbons, we're going to line all those up and kind of put those together. Same with, I have several different Wild Turkey products. Let's see, what else do I have? Jack Daniels. I have a variety of distilleries that I have more than one bottle from that distillery that all are kind of along the same lines of whiskey variety, and so we'll do some comparisons there. I'm also going to do a couple of videos where I kind of give you some what I think are good options under a certain price point. So they might not be the best options. Like, I'm not saying this is the best, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying if you have a budget of X amount of dollars, here are some, in my opinion, some good whiskeys that would fit into a specific category at that price point. So look forward to having those videos coming soon. As is, you know, right now it's August, and as I'm recording this, and as is this video on YouTube, probably will not drop until March, maybe even April 2022. It's August 2021, heading into elk season right now, archery elk season, so looking forward to that. And let's see, what else do I got going on? BitChute and Minds, definitely check out my channels there. I'm trying to build those up. Also trying to build a Rumble channel where I'll upload all the videos that I've already uploaded to all the other sections, plus all these new videos. All the other platforms that I'm on, so BitChute, it's LifeandWhiskey. Minds, it's life_and_whiskey. And on Rumble, if it's still available, I'll take LifeandWhiskey there as well. And because the censorship is a lot less on those other platforms than they are on YouTube, I'm going to be doing more life content. So I'll be talking more about my elk hunting, life and family stuff, politics, the COVID situation, all that other junk. That will all be on the other channels. If you're watching this on YouTube, definitely consider checking me out on those other platforms. But on YouTube, because of the censorship, because of their BS, it's strictly going to be whiskey reviews, and they're only going to be coming out every Saturday is when those videos drop. On all the other platforms, videos will be coming out Wednesdays and Saturdays. So on the other platforms, the video numbers for the series are going to be way ahead of the videos on YouTube. So if you want a sneak peek as to what is coming up on videos, check out some of those other platforms. So there you go. Once again, please like, subscribe, share, drop in the comments down below what you can find a bottle of Smokehead for in your area, along with your experience or any other comments you have to say. Greatly appreciate it. As always, thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great day. We'll catch you in the next video.